Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to my IELTS lesson. B2 is Saturday morning here in the UK, and our local time is 7:58 a.m. As you might be aware, today is the Eid day in the UK and around the many Western countries. So, Eid Mubarak to those people who are celebrating today and those people who would be celebrating tomorrow. May it bring peace, happiness, and may it be an unique aid in your life with your family. Okay, guys, so let's move on. It's all about IELTS exam. If you're interested to join to this lesson, it's very easy. Visit my profile and possibly you might be eligible to get 2 free lessons. Or if you're interested to subscribe uh, with your money, you're more than welcome. Okay. So hello Akash, welcome. Hello Shohan, welcome. Hello Harvey, welcome. Thank you very much. I've invited you, Harvey. Akash, I don't give any discount, unfortunately. This is the Hello that controls all this discount. Hello, MD, welcome. Shohan, I'm quite good. Thanks for the question. How about you? Harvey, if you're still there, please do join me. MD, I'm from England. You'll find all the information if you visit my profile. I need to check something quickly. Harvey, are you still there? The discount offer is gone, Akash. Still try. Hello, Sama. I don't know if it is working or not. Try this one. If it doesn't work, that means this offer is gone. So welcome once again, guys. It's Saturday morning here in the UK, and our local time is 1 past 8 a.m. and it's about IELTS exam. If you are planning to sit for the IELTS exam because you like to study abroad, especially in English-speaking countries, or if you're planning to migrate to Canada or Australia or New Zealand or in the UK or some European countries where it is mandatory to get good score, possibly this class is the right class for you. Okay, please remember that the best way to develop your speaking and reading is by hopping on here and practicing with me or any other qualified person. Sometimes it's not necessary that you have to talk to your teacher, because there are many amazing students on this app who are really talented. You can practice with them as well, as long as they give you the opportunity to hop in and talk to them. Because sometimes they've got their own friend circles, own people whom they prioritize and invite them. So if you're new, you can request to them, hey, may I join you, please? Remember, make a polite request, all right, so that they will be able to accept you as guest speaker. All right, okay. Shohan has a question. Could you please tell us? Why are you saying tell us? Do not say us. It's about you. How can we develop our speaking, English speaking? Please remember to use the punctuation question mark. Punctuation is also an amazing part of English learning. It's a good habit and good practice though. If you don't use punctuation correctly, sometimes it may lose meaning and it may have different meaning. There are a few ways you can develop your speaking. Number one, disclaimer. These are my suggestions. And disclaimer, you must have minimum education to speak English well. If you don't know how to read a sentence, if you don't know how to write English sentences, then it will be impossible for you to learn and develop it. Unless you live in an English speaking country as an immigrant, by listening to the natives, you'll be able to develop it. This is called immersion process. And I'm sure, when I moved to this country 18 years ago, I've seen many people in this country who can't even write their names, but they can speak well because they came long time as an immigrant to live in this country. But the government has started English language mandatory since 2011. Okay, so now if you want to apply for a British passport, you must have good English language level. Otherwise, you'll not be given the citizenship status anymore. Hello, Ashmit. Welcome. So, in order to know good English or in order to know better English or have good communication skill, the first thing you must know is vocabs. We call it lexical resources. And what does it mean exactly, guys? It means a wider ranges of vocabs. Vocabs like synonyms, vocabs like antonym, vocabs like phrasal verbs, or collocation, or maybe a phrase, or idioms. Maybe a dialect that you can use in your speaking. Bear in mind that when we're having conversation, we can use some expression that cannot be used in a writing. For example, I'm over the moon. Okay, this expression is only accepted in speaking, not in writing. You cannot write this, no way, nowhere. So you got to be careful. And obviously, you need to know the basic grammar rules. When you know the vocabs, now you need to use them. You need to create sentences. Hello,
Hello.
welcome, Harvey. Can you
Yes.
hear me?
Rahat.
Hello, your
Can you
background.
hear me?
Yes, but it's a bit noisy, your background.
Yes, I can hear you.
And also it is
It's
breaking.
a high-speed train.
You're traveling on a train. You're on the train. Hello? Okay, I lost him possibly. Okay, sure, and welcome. So, as I was saying, when you know the vocabs, now you need to know how to create sentences with these words. You need to know family words. Welcome back, Harvey. What's your time in your country?
Uh, my country is about uh, 3 p.m.
Okay. The other day you sent a message midnight.
3 7.
So you guys are 7 hours ahead of my time. It is only 8 o'clock here in the UK. 8 past 8.
It's not the right time to communicate because I'm on the high-speed train. I'm on the traveling.
Where are you going now?
Hello, teacher.
I can hear you. Go on.
Yes, I can hear you, but sometimes yeah, the signal is not good. So our communication quality is not good. I'm worried about you cannot hear me clearly. So I want to follow you. Just listen to your class, listen to your speech. So maybe speak smoothly with you.
Sure. In that case, mute
The
your microphone,
external
please.
environment is not good.
So,
I'm
in
on the traveling.
okay, in that case, mute your microphone, please. That means that you can block the noise. Okay.
So how to close my yeah, you can close, you can shut off my the microphone.
No, I can't because I
How do
don't
you
see you on
say?
the screen. I don't see you on my screen. Okay. Harvey, can you hear me? I don't see you on my screen.
Uh,
You have to log out the app. That will stop you making noises. Do not make noise, please. Sorry, did you understand my message, Harvey?
uh,
Please log out from
no,
the
I
app.
can't.
Just log out from this app. That will stop the noise. If you don't know how to mute it, log out from the app, please. There is a microphone symbol. Touch on it to block the microphone or mute it. Or if you don't know how to do that, in that case, the best option would be log out from this app. Okay. So welcome once again, guys. It's Saturday morning here in the UK, and it's all about IELTS exam. The first common questions always I ask to our learners: why do you need to sit for the IELTS exam? Is it for the study purpose or is it for the immigration? In both cases, you need to have good knowledge about English if you want to sit for the IELTS exam. Disclaimer: these are my suggestions that if you study well, if you prepare well, possibly you might be able to get good score. And do you know that depending on their IELTS score, there are thousands of universities around the world that offer scholarship and stipend for your higher studies if you're an international student, if you've got good IELTS score, and if you've got previous academic scores more than 70%, possibly you'll be able to apply for a scholarship program or stipend program. You need to find out the individual university by contacting them how you can apply. And in that case, the IELTS score is needed at least 7, and sometimes there's a 7.5 in academic, which is very difficult. Okay. All right. So as I was saying, Shahan, when you need to develop your speaking, vocab, uh, lexical resource, which is then grammar, and use them in a sentence or sentences. And the next thing should be finding out a speaking partner. If you don't speak to anyone else, it is very much unlikely for you that you will develop the quality of your English. The magic word is practice. Practice gives you motivation. Practice makes you progress. I never say practice makes you perfect. No, no one is perfect in the world, guide. Okay, even the natives are not perfect either. They may be good at accents, they're not good at grammar, they're not good at vocabs. Okay, I've seen in many instances, even in the UK with my colleagues. Okay, so after that, practice regularly, and obviously you must have the courage to speak. Do not be shaky or sheepish or uncomfortable when you're talking about a topic. You need to be a knowledgeable person. Okay, so I thought that my subscriber would join, but looks like that everyone's busy. So there is a subscriber who requested to, you know, develop and speak and discuss some pronunciation techniques, which I'm going to do it now. Keep watching, guys. I'll be back in 1 second, guys. Keep watching. So it's short and long. Oh, Shibaliscus. I sound. Okay, welcome everyone. We're going to talk about short and long I sound. There are two I sounds, which is short and which is longer. If you notice, the short I has simple I, and if it is a long I, there is a two dots. From the phonetic symbol, you must understand that this I sound is long I sound. Okay. So let's go to the short I sound and yeah, short and long I sounds actually should be plural. Oh, it's not short, it is long. Short I is simple I, but long I is I plus dot in phonetics, in phonemes, I'm sorry, in phonemes or phonetic symbols. If you know how to read them, then it will be better and understandable for you to pronounce it correctly. Okay, I'll keep the comparison of both of the phonemes or phonetics of these two types of short I and long I. Alright, so the first word, as you can see, bit, bit, is a short I. And according to the phonetics, the bit should be pronounced like, I'm going to write it there in a moment, guys. So it is a bit. Okay. And next, hang on a second, let me make it a little bigger so that you can see it clearly. bit. Hello, Mamur, welcome. Mamur, I'm from England. You can find all the information in my profile, guys. So you can visit my profile to find out. Bit and beat. You see, short sound bit. I. Look at these phonemes or phonetic symbols. Okay, so bit, beat. So it is a short I, and longer I becomes beat. You can say bit, beat. If you ever watch English songs, and Michael Jackson had a famous, I think, album called, is it Beat It? Just Beat It. This is his famous song. Beat It. Beat and beat. Similarly, hate, hate, kid, kid, bin, bean. Okay, there is another way to remember it, guys. A quick and easy way. If you find a singular vowel word inside the spelling, then it is shorter. Like in the single vowel is I only, beat. But in beat, there is two vowels, E and A together, which is creating a longer vowel sound. And that is one of the rules of phonetics. If there are two vowel sounds in any spelling, generally it becomes a longer sounds with a few exceptions. Like good. Even good, there are double O, but we don't say good, it's good. But F double O, it is food. In Scottish English, they sound good and foods the same tone, like good food. Good food. Scottish English are really difficult and different. And they have got a rolling R. Have you ever heard what is a rolling R? We'll discuss it another day. Anyway, let's focus on. So, shorter I, bit, longer I, which is ES, bit. Similarly, hate, hate, kid, kid. Remember that. Holding the air, breathing a bit longer way, on the only way you can differentiate two sounds. And it's important for you to practice holding the air or breathing there a little bit longer. Okay, and next one is, I know, Bean. And Bean, I'm sure you have watched the movie Mr. Bean, very funny guy from the UK. Then ship and sheep. Okay, a farm animal. All right, so this is the first example of short and long I sound. Next one is that long vowel sound like the vowel name itself, like A, E, I, O, U. So long I sounds like the I in my. Short vowel sounds sound different from the long sounds. So short I sounds like I in the word mill. In this lesson, let's learn to spell a bunch of words with either short or long I sounds. Please notice it carefully, that it will be helpful for you to understand and develop your sound. Why sound is important? That's a very big and challenging question sometimes. If you cannot pronounce a word or okay, correctly, it will be difficult for the speakers to understand what you're trying to say. Okay, so Let's go to the list for the short I sounds like fit, river, invent, still, animal, minimum. Once again, fit, river, invent, still, animal, minimum. Then long I sounds are, some of the examples are idea, library, library, library. Can you see that? There's a little difference between the British pronunciation and American pronunciation for this word library. Let us find out. Are you going to the library? Library, British IPA. American, library. American are stressing both of the, remember that is their quality and uniqueness, which is why they're called rhotic English. But in British English, we do not pronounce R in many cases, especially if the R is second, third, or last letter of a word. So that's why it's called non-rhotic. Library, library. Then design, longer I sound. Final, there is a very famous song. It's the final countdown of an American band. Okay, and the next one is title. Title. It's a long I sound. Then primary. 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 Look at this amazing part of phonetics. This is primary. I's longer, but this is primitive, not primitive, because there is I sound after M. That is the tragedy of learning phonetics. You've got to be very careful when you're learning. First one is primary but primitive. Primitive, British IPA. Primitive, American. T sounds like D. But it is not long I, okay? I've just given an example how the sound can be different, though the spelling may start with similar cluster like PRI. Prime Minister, for example. Okay, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has resigned. Okay, so let me bring the primitives phonetic. Primitive. It is an exception here. Primary but primitive. You can see primitive from the phonetics or phonemes. P-R-I-M-I-T-I-V. Primitive. Okay. Rule number, there are a few things and few rules. If there is I and after that there is consonant and there is E, it becomes long I sound, but the E is silent in that case. For example, drive. Okay, you can see in drive, after I, there is consonant V, and after V, there's E sound, but E should be silent. Drive, thrive, live, bribe, describe, prescribe. Okay, So once again, dear viewers, if you're interested to join, what you have to do is you have to send me a hop on request, or you may need to subscribe to my lesson. Bear in mind that the best way to develop your speaking and reading and communication skill is by practicing with someone else who is a qualified person. It could be teacher, it could be student, it doesn't matter, because I have seen many students on this app are amazing. Okay, so once again, the words, the pattern is I, at the end I plus consonant plus E, then it becomes long I sound and E becomes silent. Drive, thrive, strive, live, bribe, describe, prescribe. Remember guys, these sounds are unique when you're pronouncing individually. So I always suggest to all our learners, from one word at least you can make 9 different sentences. Let me explain how. Make a positive sentence like, I don't like to drive a car. It's a negative sentence. Or you can say, I like to drive a car. Positive sentence. Okay. Then make a question sentence. Do I drive a car? No, I don't drive a car at the moment, but I'd like to drive in the future. Now go to the second person, like you drive a car. Again, negative, you don't drive a car. Question mark, do you drive a car? Then you go to third person, she drives a car. Positive sentence. Negative sentence, she doesn't drive a car. Question sentence, does she drive a car? This is in present tense. Now change these 3 sentences into past tense and future tense. So from one word, definitely you're getting 9 different sentences, which are amazing, guys. Remember that. If you make sentences, if you use these words in a sentence, there is less chance that you will forget. Remember that it's better for you to practice them correctly and effectively. Okay? Hang on a moment, please, guys. Sorry guys, I'm back. Okay. The rule is that once again, if a word has ending E and before that there's a consonant and there is an I, it becomes long sound. Like once again, drive, strive, thrive, live, bribe, describe, prescribe. Okay. Sometimes the second rule is that letters have got IGH at the end and it becomes longer sound like bright, fight, might, light, tide. Hello, David, welcome. Slide, obviously side as well. Night, high, highway. Okay, so these are some of the words. Sometimes history can cluster. Okay, I'm going to describe it next lesson. I've written it clearly. Sometimes the letter Y makes the long sound like hydrogen, July, apply, reapply, multiply, supply, etc. I've just chosen few words, guys. Remember, there may be more than these words that I have chosen. I've chosen randomly. Sometimes I and E make the long sound, like tie, pie, fried, fries, replied. Okay, and sometimes I in the cluster I and D is long sound. Let's go to the next page. Like mind, kind, rewind, grinder. Remember, it is not grinder, it is grinder, I sound. I, grinder. Sometimes I in the cluster IGN is long sound, but G is silent. I think, have you explained this one? Design, resign, align. Words that take vowel at the end become longer sound. Yes, that is very amazing, guys. Sometimes some words take vowel sounds at the end, especially E, and it becomes longer sound. So beat becomes bite when it takes E, and kid becomes kite, heat becomes hide, fin becomes fine, din becomes dine. Adding another letter before ATE makes longer sounds. Yes, that is another rule. You know the word ate or ate, both are correct. I ate my lunch yesterday on time. I ate my breakfast this morning on time. So, next one is like, you see, hate, rate. Let's learn like this. Date, mate, late, and obviously plate, then sate. Okay, so these are the some of the words that becomes longer ISO. Dear viewers, remember that phonetics is the hardest part of English learning, and many a times you don't know how to distinguish whether it's a British English or not, whether it's an American English on the other side. Remember that the greatest distinction or distinguished two sounds are in British and American English is letter R, or letter T. I have found in many times that because of the characters of the sounds in American English, we must pronounce letter R, okay? And also the T sometimes sounds like D when it is in between two vowel sounds. So that is the first and important distinguished identification characteristics of American English, which is why it is called rhotic English. And on the other side, in British English, in most of the cases, when the letter R is the second or third or fourth or the last letter of a word, we do not pronounce it, and T becomes stronger T, which is why British English is called non-rhotic English. But we must pronounce letter R in British English, guys, when a word starts with R, like my name, or any other words like rumor, run, risk, Russia, rate, roll, rolling over, etc. When the R is in between two vowel sounds, we must pronounce it like Colorado, program, okay, etc. Now, if I compare these two distinguished sounds, definitely it will be much easier for you to understand and find out the significance of my statement. So, let's read out some sentences. For example, okay, so look at these two sentences. May I have a bottle of water, please? Once again, may I have a bottle of water, please? It is standard British accent, okay? And as you know, because I live in the UK, I try to follow the RP accent, which is the most sweetest and most clear and understandable accent. It is also called sometimes Queen's English or BBC English or the English of Oxford and Cambridge University. In a statistics, it is found that only 3% of the whole population can speak in this accent. Because in the UK there are more than 30 different kinds of accents and people have different trends to speak in a different way. Okay, so this one, which is the RP accent, may I have a bottle of water, please? But if you want to say in a Cockney, it will be may I have a bottle of water, please? They do not pronounce T and R. So bottle, they don't say bottle even, they say bottle and water. They don't say water. Okay. Now American will say, may I have a bottle of water, please? Bottle, T sounds like D, and then bottle, and in water, T sounds like D again because this T is in between two vowel sounds. Okay, so it is very important for you to understand the distinction sounds of the British English and American English. We say water and they say water, okay? Similarly, identity, okay? There are thousands of words. I'm just trying to imitate. Remember that I'm not perfect either, but as a matter of fact, when I started phonetics, I had to know the differentiation and the comparisons as well. Okay. All right. So once again, guys, this lesson is going to be ended soon. Still a few minutes more. So let's keep discussing and continue continuously the next topic. As I was saying, the next sentence, Harry Potter does not need water. He needs magic wand. You see, Harry Potter does not need water. He needs magic wand. Now, and in American pronunciation, it will not do like this. Harry Potter does not need water. He needs magic wand. You see, again the T becomes flap T or D sound, and again in water the T becomes again D sound, and R is really important for them. Water, water, water. Similarly, some others like mother, mother, father, father, sister, sister, brother, brother, bath, another one. Okay, we're coming back later, long and shorter I and S sound. So remember that these are the first two things. You have to be careful. And also, if you like to develop your British IPA, you must know how to avoid R sound. Because I have noticed many people who said that they've got British pronunciation, but they don't know how to avoid them. So they are kind of mixed up, I should say. Because when I ask them to say pharmacy, they can't say pharmacy, they say pharmacy. When I say support, they say support. Okay, remember R sound is very important if you want to develop your British IPA or British English sound. So please make sure you know how to avoid R sound and how to pronounce it correctly. If you remember, I said earlier that we have to pronounce in British English R sound if the R is at the beginning of a sound. Okay, like run, rumor, rate, request, risk, river, Rome, roll, Rolling Stone, Rolls Royce. I'm trying to remember. So these are some of the examples, guys. Okay, where you must pronounce R. The second rule: if the R is in between two vowel sounds, like I have a car, there is no R sound. The car is in front of your house. Look at this pattern of the sentence. I have a car. There is no R sound in car. But you can see in the second sentence, the car is in front of, that's wrong spelling, in front of your house. The car is in front of your house. You can see uh, here in car, we are pronouncing R because after car there is is sound. I sound. The car is in front of your house. I have a car. The car is in front of your house. Did you get the point? This is one of the examples. Other examples are he wants to go home now with his Rolls Royce car that needs to be Worst. With the water. Actually, should be by his, not with. By his Rolls Royce car that needs to be washed with the water. The water fountain. Last corner. How about these are art sounds, okay? He wants to go home now by his Rolls Royce car that needs to be washed with the water. The water fountain is at the last corner. Hello, Kushi, welcome. Hello, Khalid, welcome. Thank you very much for stopping by. So once again, guys, you're watching the live stream from the UK. It is Eid here in the UK. Eid Mubarak to all the people who are celebrating today and tomorrow. And make sure you follow and support me, and you'll get notification when I go for the next public live broadcast. Okay, so once again, I've just explained that when and how the art sound should be avoided and pronounced in even in the British English. It is very important to be aware if you don't know these rules, because if you like to develop British IPA or the American IPA, you must have the minimum knowledge, at least some knowledge about how the IPA works, when it should be pronounced effectively and when it shouldn't be pronounced, both of them. Excuse me. Okay, so okay, now our next discussion would be schwa sound and how and when it is used. You can see this reverse is in phonetics called schwa sound. So why schwa sound? Amazingly, schwa sound is the lazy sound or silent sound, which may be at the beginning of a word or in the middle of a word or at the end of the word. Why schwa sound is important? Because of your accuracy of the sound. We'll discuss more schwa sound in tomorrow's lesson. Sam says, does accent really matter? I'm not talking about accent, unfortunately. I'm talking about pronunciation. Accent is the direct reflection of your pronunciation, I should say, Sam, okay? Accent doesn't matter, but the pronunciation does. And I've seen many cases, many of the learners have ended having fake accent when they try to imitate and copy. That's why accent is never ever encouraged from any of the native teachers on this app. And I don't support them either. But I would like to support you to know how the words are generated and produced. Okay, that's the answer of your question. Now, schwa sound. Why schwa sound? In British English, more than 40% words have got schwa sound. They are everywhere. Okay, even the word every there is a schwa sound. Look at these three amazing words: about, family, basically. they have got short sounds. So what is short sound? Once again, short sound is a lazy sound, or in some cases silent sound, or some cases it is pronounced very softly. Okay, so words like about, this a is a short sound, and in family, I is the short sound. Family, it is not family, it's family. You see, I is not pronounced. And in basically, the a, because before the double ly is a short sound, so it is not basically, it is basically. Remember, you need to know how the schwa sounds works, and there are some patterns and some rules for the schwa sound. As I said, it is a lengthy, description for the schwa sound, which I will describe tomorrow in the next class. All right, guys. So thank you very much once again for joining me. So if you're watching for the first time, or if you're joining for the first time, thanks for watching my live class. And possibly you might be eligible to get 2 free lessons. Visit my profile and check there. If the system allows, possibly you can get 2 free lessons. If the system doesn't allow, it will be good idea to subscribe with the Hello Cache. Bear in mind that this app has been designed and developed our English language, which is very important. Okay, and we should focus on it. And we have got strong code of conduct and guidelines. And the first and important code of conduct and guideline is be respectful to each and everyone. Always speak English, text in English, write in English in the comment section. Do not share any personal information, okay? Like your email address, WhatsApp group, Facebook link, or any other third party link. Please do not do that. Be respectful to all of our people, all of our users. Do not spam in anyone's live stream. We have got strong admin team as well who will ban your account if you do that. We'll suspend you at the beginning, but they will ban you later. Okay, guys, and support me, follow me. I'm sure that you'll get all the uh, information as soon as I come to public live stream. You'll get the notification as well. Okay. And make sure you practice whatever you have learned from anyone. It doesn't matter if it's a teacher or a student. You can learn from anyone. I learned many things from many people. Thanks to those people who always teach me. Thanks to those people who always amend me. I'm much, much grateful to you guys. Thank you very much. I'd like to see you later. Bye. Cheerio.